Back here with a look at Bitcoin, the total market cap, and we're also going to take a look at Kaspa, see if we can figure out what's going on here. If we're going to have a bounce, bounce to the upside, get a rally here, or if we're going down further. First off, I do want to show you we are at the 618 retracement. All right, this is the crypto total market cap. Came right down to that 618 and is getting a bounce. This is the monthly chart right here. We zoom in on a weekly. Alright, you can see the overhead resistance right up here. 1, 2, break. Alright, and we have broken out from that overhead resistance. Got stopped out here, rolled over, got stopped here, rolled over. It has come and broken out of here. Alright, now a very important area for this to take out is going to be right up here. Let's mark this off. Let's get this Fibonacci off here. 618 retracement. I mean, what more could you want, right? And that's pretty perfect right through here. I mean, this area right there. All right, right about 2.57 trillion. All right, why that area? That would make a higher high. All right, then over here, got this high. So far, we have a lower high coming in. Okay, but we had this high, a lower low. So far, a higher high coming in here, a higher low. Now I'd like to see a higher high, then a higher low after that, and march up to the upside. You can see underneath here, it does have a trend line starting on this thing, right up through here. Get this on here, perfect as we can get it. There we go. That'll work. All right, so want to see a break of that. out on the RSI, weekly heading up. Look at the monthly. Check this out. Look at that. 5.07 and a 1.99. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful, right? And heading right to the upside. The daily is corrected a little bit. Could come back down here. You can count 5 waves here. Looks like it's done 5 waves up. Right here, those of you familiar with Elliott waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, that measurement on that 5th wave, and you don't want to see a double top come in here either, right? You got this high over here. You don't want to see a double top, so kind of glad that stopped a little short. Excuse me there, clearing my throat, allergy time. Look at that. Look how that fib works. Absolutely beautiful. Nailed that right on the head. Absolutely nailed it. Now I'll be looking for an ABC more likely to come in here, and then a charge hopefully back up to the upside. And you can see when you come in tighter, you got to adjust your trend lines again, right? The tighter you come in, the more you'll have to adjust them, and the further you go out, the more you'll have to adjust them. Now let's take a measurement off of here. All right, like I said, you're more than likely going to see an A, B, C. Going to want to see a bounce here. Right on 618, 702. Look how that's going to come down right towards this pocket right in here. Yeah, that's your 702 right there. Here's your 618. All right, first run up, A, B, C. Then the next run, hopefully to the upside here. All right, you got that daily correcting. If you come in tighter, it's going on a 4-hour. I was even looking at this earlier. Even with Bitcoin, could get one more push to the upside here. It's hard to say. I mean, we'll see. Right, you got to pull this down a hair to meet this top over here. There we go. And you can see we did not technically double top in here. Bitcoin was very, very close. That's for sure. All right, so we're looking for a break of that. Looks like 2.56 trillion. Had 5 waves here. Like I said, more likely going to see an ABC come in here. If we come in a little bit tighter, like on a 15-minute, looking for that target down towards this pocket down here. All right, if it doesn't push up one more shot here and take out that that move over here. You keep an eye on this thing. You can see here had some bearish divergence on the 15-minute, had this high, then had a lower high on the RSI and a higher high on the price. So more than likely going to see a pullback, A, B, C. All right, now if we come over here and take a look at Bitcoin. All right, almost the same exact thing, right? If you take a fib off here, this is almost at a 618. All right, super close. If you go right off this thing, I mean, look at that, very, very close to a 618. 618 would have been down just a hair more on here. Now, on the weekly, once again, just like the total market cap over there, let's take and adjust this since we're out a little bit further. See your trend line hitting there, and a break, right? You got the breakout here for Bitcoin of resistance. Got hit here, rejected, rolled over, hit here, rejected, rolled over. It's come up and broke through there. Okay, now an area for Bitcoin, obviously to take out here. You don't want to see a double top in here, right? And that's just about what we have here. Pretty darn close. Right there. All right, so that's 76,000. That's the big area here, right? I was marking this area last video I did down here at about I think I had 74,000 or something marked. It's actually up here. It's at that wick. That's 76. Just about 76 on the dot. All right. Now we got that breakout, the weekly RSI heading up. Look at the monthly. Look at that, 5.2 and a 2. Absolutely beautiful, right? Now, if this thing continues coming up here, got a trend line here coming up through here. That's your big trend line, right? And that's what our big rally was on right here. Starting back here, you know, December 2022. That was our big trend line we ran up. All right, now if we move this out of the way, this arrow, let's get that out of there, and you put a Fibonacci on this thing. You know, where could this thing, if it continues to the upside and doesn't double top here, you know, where could this end up going, right? I mean, could it come up here to the 618 at 100,000? Very, very possible. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it's going to do, but that is definitely possible. And then maybe ABC, but that would mean that the bottom wasn't in yet, and it was going to push down one more shot. What would that do here? Say it did come up here, right up to the 618, right there, ends up ABCing. Then we give it a target down right about 35,000 bucks. All right, and that could have pulled down that low, 35. What would that do with a fib? I'm just curious here, right? Take a fib off here. 35 would put us down. Wow, way down here, down through a 786. Okay, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, right? I mean, we'll just have to see how it goes. A break of 76,000 is the major deal. Monthly RSI heading up, weekly RSI heading up. Does it come back and retest this trend line now? Very possible, right? Once again, with the Elliott waves. I said last video I did. I really had a feeling this was going to come up and break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 waves to the upside. Is that it, or does it push up one more time? We'll have to wait and see, right? If it doesn't, I'd be expecting an ABC back down to retest this trend. It has to hold once it comes down here. Now, where could that be at? Go up to the start of the move, and you're looking for a 618 or 702. Right, that would put it down here, what, around 69.2. And this is a, what are we on here? It's a 12-hour chart. Let's come in like on a 4-hour. You know, that's what I'm wondering if this thing is really going to push up higher. You know, a 618 would pull us down through, or does it double top here and roll over? Right? I mean, is that it? Double top, roll over, push down to 50? Maybe, right? The RSIs are kind of telling a different story as far as the big ones, the monthly and the weekly. Now we'll just have to see. If this thing pushes up past 76, that would be a great sign. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a push up through here. You know, something like this here. Push up through, retest this, and go. Something like that would make more sense to me. Or double tops, right here, rolls over, and that 70 or that 50,000 comes in. That would be your next area to the downside. Is that possible? Absolutely. Yeah, it is possible. That's what was that measurement? Yeah, 50,000, 172, right around there. We'll see what happens, right? We ended up pushing up here, pulling back to a 618 and bouncing. That 76 is a major area to take out here, okay? And on the 1 hour, let's go a little bit tighter, 15 minute. I was looking to see if this thing would end up holding up here, the 74. The reason I say that is when I zoom in here, this looks like an A, B, C, but I think it might be going too deep now. Let's see. Go up the top, take a measurement up to a 618, pull that down on top. Boy, oh boy, yeah, I mean, it's right there. I'd want to see a bounce here, right? And if it does bounce, if it holds this area, I mean, it's definitely starting to, right? Let's see where the 15-minute RSI is trying to turn up. Pretty oversold, too. The 30-minute, right at the bottom, 1 hour. Wow. Could get that next push up. If it does push up, look for 77. You know? Then maybe you have a, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, another wave to the top here. Now, if it ends up coming down and taking 73.8 out, then it's obviously coming deeper, right? If it takes out 76, 77.4 would be the next target there. It's held that ABC so far, like I said, but you know, you do have 5 waves in here. You can count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, or pull. You know, we'll see what happens here. That's yeah, it's touchy. It's a tough one here. It really is. I mean, to pull back down to a 618 in here would be pretty, you know, would violate any kind of trend line here. We'll see if this holds on and makes another push higher. I don't know, 12-hour. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or hear me out here. You know, like I said, those of you that know how to count Elliott waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Then the bigger picture is a 1, 2. This would have to go higher, 3, 4, back to retest this, and then what was that, 77? 77 down here, somewhere right around there, and then a pull back down and a bump up, maybe something like that, okay? Might have 5 waves inside of this, if this is a wave 2 here, if this continues up. All right, I'm just trying to figure this out just like everybody else. All right, but it has broken out. Is it a fake out? Is it a real breakout? You know, only time will tell. So it either takes out 76. If it does, it's going higher. Obviously, 77 would be that first target. If it does it soon, you know, this thing pulls back, a 618 pullback, that's going to bring it pretty deep. That's going to bring, you know, that would be pointing almost, that pull down 69. I mean, does it mess around out here and pull down out here, or does it do a wick down and it pulls that wick back up in real quick? That's very possible too. Messes around, wick, takes off. Very possible. You never know. The market's going to do what you believe it's not going to do, right? That's what usually happens here. But keep an eye on this double top. 76 is a big area to keep an eye on. The crypto bubbles. See what's going on over here today for the day. I'm curious here. Raves up 36%. Gotten a decent trade there yesterday in Discord. I posted it out there. Oh boy, started raining a little bit here. Moving on this. On River, that ended up running up pretty nice. We got in at $7.30. Got out a little over $9. Okay, now if we take a look over here at Kaspa, see what's going on here with this thing real quick. And I'll get out of you guys' hair. Please hit that like and subscribe. Consider signing up for that level 3 membership. Got a pile of people over there in Discord. Love to have you over there with us. We come out here, it's on a daily. You can see this thing is just winding up in here, right? Definitely winding up. Where's my other chart? There we go. Getting super close to this trend line. Coming down over top here. Right, up top. Open this up. Got a hit here, rejection, hit here, rejection. Getting very close. Got a bottom trend line on this, and we have that top one. Thing is, does Kaspa break to the upside here, right? That is the big one here. Or does it push down one more wave? All right, you want to see it hold 3 cents. 3 cents is pretty crucial here. That's your trend line. You definitely want to see it hold that area. And quite honestly, you want to see a bounce here pretty soon on this thing. Pull the fib up here. We're on a 618. I mean, if it breaks that trend line, does it mean it's going down? 3 cents is right on a 702. All right. So you want to see that area hold. Out on the daily, is that where we're at one day? RSI's at a 62 and a 66. A little bearish there. Look at the monthly on this. Look at that. 4.4 and a 2.2. Looks beautiful. The weekly, 61 and a 62. All right. Like I said, you want to see, I'd like to see it hold this area, that 3-1. I mean, the weekly, you have a green weekly candle started here. A big indicator of a rally on this would be a takeout of here. Would be taking out this high at 4.2. All right, right here. 0.04205. All right, that would be a major indicator of a rally. We take that out, and Kaspa is going to make a run. Pretty sure of that. Okay, RSI down at the bottom here, getting pretty oversold. It's at 38 down there on the bottom. Looking pretty good on the monthly. Now if we come in here on a daily, all right, there's that high up here. Pull this down just a hair. Get on to 4. Yeah, call it 4.2. Right, that's our high over here. We end up taking that out, and that is a very good sign. You want to see a bounce here very soon, guys. You want to see it hold 3 cents. Okay, the underside of this trend line is actually higher than that. Come up here, the underside is at 3.1 technically on that, but I'd like to see this thing start back up here. Okay, ends up starting taking out 3.35. That's a good sign, and watch and see if this thing can break to the upside. But this trend line underneath is holding. It's at that 618 area. Let's look at the 12 hour. 12 hour looks good. RSI is heading up. The smaller time frames, 8 hour. 8 hour looks a little bearish here. This thing. The big thing is, does Kaspa hold here or not? Right? So right at that 618. Want to see a bounce soon. You know, if Bitcoin ends up making a major pullback. Is that what Kaspa does here also with it or not? You know, you take a look at the Kaspa chart here. I had this ABC in here, and you come over here on Bitcoin. Let's go on the daily. You know, in Bitcoin, you had this ABC in here, ABC run up with Kaspa, ABC. Haven't got that run up. You know, this thing is just stalled in here and needs some volume coming in here. But if it ends up taking out 3, I'm you know, really going to wonder if this 2.4 is going to hold or if it's going to end up pushing lower. If it takes out 4.2, that is a very, very good sign, and I'm looking for a rally out of Kaspa. Crypto total market cap right at a 618, bouncing off that beautiful green candle on a monthly. It looks fantastic. Check out that level 3 membership, guys. That gets you into our Discord, and it gets you 10 hours of videos to watch to learn how to use these tools. And if you would, please check out Buy Me a Coffee also. I'd appreciate that very, very much. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you very soon. We'll know what's going on here soon enough. Thanks a lot.